Hello YouTube community. Just thought while I had my friend's Rolex with me from the last video that I did with it, I thought I'd do a nice video comparing the date sub and the non-date sub, and they're both of a similar era. My date sub is a 1996 model, and from my research I think the non-date is 99-2000 era, so they are very slightly different. I'll try and focus in a bit better for you to see. Obviously they're both pretty much identical bar a few small things, so let me try and focus in better for you. Yeah, sorry, can you see that? So I'm just really trying to focus in there for you. So the date sub is 16610 and the non-date sub is 14060 reference number. They both use the Rolex caliber movement. The date one from my research is 3135 and the non-date uses a slightly different movement which is the 3130. So very slightly different. The production era from these ones is about 1988-89 up to about the 99-2000s. Again, obviously it's just from my research that I've done. Both have the oyster strap. Mine's been polished a bit over the years, so it looks very slightly different on the bracelet finish. This one's is in fantastic condition, and the bracelet's been polished, I'd say, more correctly than mine, if that's that's a polite way to put it, if that makes sense. But yeah, they're both fantastic watches. I think honestly I do prefer the non-date one. I think it just looks that bit cleaner without the date function. I barely ever referred to the date. Maybe years ago, before we had smartphones and mobile phones, then maybe you may have used it quite a lot as a reference. Maybe when you're doing paperwork or something like that, it's nice to have that date function. But I've got a few watches and I change them, so you put one down, then you put another one on and stuff like that. So the date is never right. It's always seems to be a little bit of a mare just to change it in the morning. Say if you're putting that specific watch on. So I rarely use the date function anyway. And I've just picked the non-date one up for my friend. Did some research and I found I got him a pretty good deal. They have gone pretty crazy, the prices on them over recent years for the date and the non-date. Anything Submariner, it's just bananas. The price of them has rocketed. Whether it's bimetal, solid gold, steel, everything's just gone pretty crazy. I've had my non-date one now since I was 22 or something crazy. 20, maybe 22, 23 I bought that one. And it was before everyone was going crazy for Rolexes and specifically the Submariner model. So I managed to get a really good deal on it. If I told you what I paid for it, you just wouldn't believe me. Everyone would be like, "Oh, it's fake. That's all money you paid for it." But it was just a market at the time. I think brand new there was something like 3,800 when I got mine. So that just shows how long ago it was when I purchased it. And the gap between pre-owned and new was a fair bit. It wasn't now it's quite neat. It's not as much, but obviously with the new ones now, in those days, I'm talking 15 years ago. No, God, wow, I'm 38 now. I can't work it out dead quick off my head. Yeah, 15 years ago or something. They were, you could just go in and pretty much order a steel sub. You could just go in and order it. It was no drama. You'd probably get it within a week or two or something, maybe a month. But you wouldn't be waiting any longer, not like a year or something, or even longer like it is nowadays. So anyway, I'll stop waffling on about that. But they're nice to see them compared to each other side by side. I do prefer the non-date. Maybe being tempted to sell the non-date that's a bit more worn out to him, and then keep this one. But no, anyway, I'll be nice and I'll let him have his nice, nicely polished and finished non-date one. Looking up close, mine has took a few little dings over the years. I do wear it for work quite a bit now and again, so on and off the sewing machine it does get a bit battered now and again. You get the odd little ding on it here and there, but obviously it's not as bad as wearing, if you had a bimetal one, yeah, there's no way I'd wear it for work. And it's a bit of flash as well, aren't they? So I think a steel one looks nice. But when I first got the Submariner, I didn't really think it was a watch to wear with a suit back then, but mid noughties, was it something? I think it was 04, 05, I think it was when I bought it. But now things have moved on, and these are a very, very popular watch. So when I get customers in at work, lots of people tend to wear a sub with a suit now as well. So yeah, I think things have moved on a little bit. But there we have it. Both very, very iconic watches. Both tremendous value for money. And both watches, you're not really going to, they're not a bad bet, are they, at all? A Rolex Submariner. I think you'll do well with them if you're going to keep it forever and hand it down to your kids or something like that. Then yeah, it's a fantastic sound buy. I can't ever see a Rolex Submariner really going down in value, unless the world completely went to pot. But then I think there's more things to worry about than your watch losing a little bit of money. But yeah, no, joking aside, I think they'll do fantastically well over the years. So there you have it, the Rolex date, non-date. Which one would you go for? I think it was me shopping around again, and I think when I was looking around, I picked up the non-date, slightly cheaper than the date as well. Oh, I don't know, it's close, I'm not sure. Probably not the non-date for me, maybe, but maybe that's because I've had the date one for so long. It'd be nice to have a change. Anyway, there's some slightly differences. So from my research, let's go in a bit closer on them and do a last minute close up. Can we get the camera to focus on there a bit better? Sorry, it's just shaking slightly. So I think mine has the titanium dial referred to, and the non-date doesn't. This changed it slightly. I think there was something to do with titanium being radioactive or something. I could be wrong, but I just remember reading something on one of the watch forums about it. They changed it slightly. But I think there's not much difference at all. They're very, very similar. Obviously on the date one, it's got the 4 lines of text, and compared to the 2 lines on the non-date, because it's chronometer certified, so it has that writing just below there, whereas the non-date doesn't, of this era. But I think later on the non-date did have that on. But again, I'm not a super duper watch sort of Rolex nerd. I'm not quite as geeky. I know a bit, but I'm not saying I know everything about Rolexes at all, down to the T and every single movement and watch number. But I thought it'd be handy, as I've got a little bit of spare time, that I could post up this video before my friend gets his watch. So there you have it. So non-date, date, Rolex Submariners. Both offer fantastic value for money. Which one would you go for? I hope you found it informative. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'm going to be back in work soon and can get on with the tailoring and stop doing so many watch videos. So anyway, have a fantastic day. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.